Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you've liked two people at the same time? Some things are more difficult to say out loud. It's a nightmare scenario.
Then I met another girl.
So we get you guys to send your relationship dilemmas here. This is Confession Box, where me, Ben Hurst, and a special guest pull your anonymous confessions and try and help you out. Today, I'm joined by content creator, Olly Bowman.
Hey mate.
Olly, you ready to dive in and see what's in the box?
Let's do it.
Let's get into it, man.
Here we go.
Oh.
We got Alex. I'm seeing this girl and it's kind of serious now. Like we're only talking to each other but haven't put a label on it. I do like her, but lately I've been pulling back a bit. I don't know why, I just feel unsure and that's making me anxious. A lot of my friends are getting into relationships, having sex, and I feel left out sometimes. But also I like my freedom, being with my friends, doing my own thing. Just don't know if I actually want a relationship right now or if I'm forcing it. How do you know, especially if you haven't dated before that?
Yeah, I think this is interesting for you in particular because you make a lot of content about being free, right? Like about going on solo dates, spending that time by yourself. Has that helped you to understand what you want moving into the next kind of thing that you go into?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's hard to know what you need as a person.
Right.
If you don't sort of give yourself the space and the time alone to actually like learn that. A healthy relationship is like when you don't lose your independence or your freedom, and if anything, it just adds. It should just add to your life, and that's where the communication is so important.
All right, so let's get into it. How do we actually help this guy out? How do we help Alex have this conversation? What is your advice for what he should do?
If you do feel like it's getting a bit too serious, it's going really fast, but you still like her, which it seems like he does, just tell her. Look, like, yeah, like it's honestly, it's usually as simple as it sounds.
Yeah.
But it's just the simple right thing to do tends to be the hardest and scariest.
It's scary. It's
so
scary, but communication is key. And also, there's something important here about this not being a lecture, right? It's not like you're calling this meeting to tell this person all of your feelings. It's a conversation. So you've got to create space for them to share what they're feeling as well. Any tips on like how you would invite them into this kind of conversation?
Yeah, I don't think it should be like an intervention, like setting a meeting.
We need to talk.
Just like when you're hanging out, just bring it up. You can say, yeah, like I just wanted to let you know I've been feeling a little like nervous about like where things are going.
Yeah.
And then you tell them.
Yeah. I love spending time with you. It's great. But at the same time, I worry that maybe we're spending too much time together, or like, how does it feel for you? Like, what's your vibe?
I get as well that he feels kind of like pressured to be in a relationship if his mates are all...
Everybody else is doing it.
I've experienced before when I'm like one of the only single ones out of my mates. And like, yeah, I don't know if I'd feel pressured, but I'd feel encouraged maybe more to get a girl.
Persuaded.
Because you're like, okay, my mates have a bit less time for me now.
Yeah.
They look like they're having fun in a relationship. I want to do that. But I think you should never obviously get into a relationship for that sole purpose.
Yeah, and listen, everybody's got to be on their own timing, man. You've got to take things at your own pace.
No
do you know what I mean? Like, if you feel like you want to do it, then that's a good sign that you want to do it. If you feel nervous about it, that's a good sign that there's a conversation that needs to happen. And it's no problem to have the conversation, air it out, and see where it lands. Dating dilemmas always split opinions, so we took this one to the public, and here's what they said.
That's tough.
Take some space and ask yourself what you need.
A good thing would be saying to the partner, your girlfriend, that actually I'm not ready for a label as such yet.
Because sometimes you might feel like it's peer pressure, but actually it's still something you want.
Coming up with some lists of things you do like about them or things like that could help you figure out basically whether you want to be with them or not.
Being really clear with her that you're not ready for that, rather than pulling away or ghosting out.
Also, for you guys watching, go ahead and jump into the comments below and give us your advice on these confessions. But remember, respectful vibes only. Let's dive into the next one, man. What's in there?
Round two.
Round two.
Back into the world's deepest box. Here we go. Okay. Got a confession from Amari. So I've been seeing this one girl for a few months. It's chill, we hang out, nothing too serious. Yeah. Then I met another girl.
Oh.
And now we're texting non-stop. The problem is both of them post about me and tag me, and I'm pretty sure they know some of the same people. I like the girl I'm seeing, but I also really like the other girl. It's making me feel confused and a bit guilty, not gonna lie.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
The only way that this is wrong is if he's not telling them and they're under the impression that he's only seen them.
Yeah. Also, I got to remind myself not too much on Amari because it's real life, man. We've all been in, well, I'm assuming we've all been in these kinds of situations. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you've liked two people at the same time?
I don't think I've ever been like seeing two people at the same time. I'm very much like I don't know, if I like someone, I will only want to be seeing them.
One-woman kind
if
of
I don't
man.
like them, I don't really want to be seeing them.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and maybe that's an important question is like, when you are seeing two people at the same time, how do you know when it's moving from something very casual into something that's maybe a bit more serious?
So for Amari here, for example, that he's...
My guy.
Yeah. But like if one of them starts asking a bit more about if he's seeing anyone else, or if he's asking these questions that you can kind of see are coming from a place of, I don't want you to be seeing that, then that shows that she probably isn't on the same page as you and she wants it to be just you two.
Yeah, I always think when it comes to seeing two people, it's one of those things where like, if you genuinely don't feel like you're doing anything wrong, then there's no problem with communicating that to both people involved, right? But if you feel like there's something, maybe a little bit of niggling doubt about whether you're
Probably
feeling a bit guilty, maybe there's a conversation there that needs to happen. So let's think about maybe for a second the people that are involved. If you then found out that they were seeing somebody else and you found out by seeing stories on socials, how would you feel about that?
Not a happy man. Not a happy man.
That'd be funny.
If we haven't had the conversation yet, and I haven't made it clear to her that I'm only seeing her, then I think fair enough.
Yeah.
Like, that's on me. I haven't, told him.
You still might not feel great about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be. I was like, oh, okay.
It's uncomfortable.
But I would think like, fair enough. But if we've spoken about it and she was like, yeah, let's only see each other, and I see some sus things on the story, I'd be like, oh, she's with another guy.
Yeah, because
maybe
you don't want to get mugged off, man.
Well, that's just like lying and being a bit deceitful.
So, Olly, for you, what's normally the giveaway that you like one person more than you like the other person?
They consume my thoughts a lot, I guess.
Oh, that's poetic.
Yeah. You're thinking about them, you want to talk to them, you want to sort of prioritise seeing them over other people, maybe more so than your mates. Yeah, it's like a kind of a feedback loop, right, of like how they make you feel, how you feel when you're around them, and how you make them feel are also important indicators about like what's right and maybe what's not so good. Okay, so that's our take, but let's find out how the public sees it.
If you haven't put a label on a thing, you don't like owe it to anyone to like not see other people, but you do owe it to people to talk to them about what it is you want and what you're doing.
Everyone's definition of seeing somebody is very different, so clarity is key.
Communicating it.
I think carrying secrets is really stressful. Not having that open conversation with both of them deep down is going to make you feel stressed more in the long run.
It's when you sort of try to start hiding things and you start to trying to maybe see what you can get away with, and then your problems compile and they become bigger.
Just be transparent, I guess.
And then if one of them has a problem with it, then it can be addressed.
There is a significant risk of STI transmission in this scenario. If you're seeing someone, your partner doesn't know you're seeing someone else, or if they're also seeing other people, you should have an open, honest conversation about that.
All right, here we go. What do we have?
Let's see what's in here.
Okay, Rob. Rob says he's been with this girl for a while now. It's getting kind of serious. When I'm around her, I'm chill, but when I'm with the boys, I'm loud, messing around, acting different. Then she walks past in the corridor and sees a version of me that's not really how I am with her. She told me she feels like I'm being two different people. It felt like a bit of an attack on me and my mates. I still like her, but I want to hang out with my mates and be myself.
That's a tough one, man.
I think to an extent, we are slightly different depending on our audience.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Parents, girlfriend, friends, like of course, like, we're not
different vibes for different people.
Different vibes,
sometimes,
yeah,
definitely.
And it doesn't necessarily mean it's like we're being fake.
Yeah.
But it depends, because she's saying here it's like it's being two different people, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that's like a sign of, if there's such a drastic difference, like maybe there's a deeper reason for it. I've known people that are like maybe a bit insecure and feel like they have to play up to the boys and like be this different person.
Yeah.
And because if it's that extreme, like maybe that's what's happening.
You got to question whether there's any truth in that. I think as at the first kind of hurdle, you've got to think, is what she's saying true for me? Like, am I actually being a different person in this scenario?
And that might be more of a reflection of like, why?
Or what is it that you're trying to mask? What is it that you're trying to present or project about yourself? So maybe let's flip it here for a second and think about Rob's girlfriend. Does that feel like you're just seeing a completely fake person, or is it like a ick kind of situation?
It'd make it a bit like intimidating to, if you want to, you know, be with your your boyfriend or whatever, and his friends as well. Maybe you feel a bit like uneasy on how to actually get involved.
Yeah, like if you go like bowling or something and everybody's like going crazy.
Bowling, yeah.
I don't know why you go bowling, but if you do some kind of social activity
bowling,
and everybody's going crazy and you're just chill.
Yeah.
Because normally the two of you are chill together. That must be a difficult situation to be in. How do you feel like you'd react if your partner said that to you? Like if you were dating someone and you're in a relationship with someone.
I think I would ask like how I'm different. It could be from her own insecurity. Maybe she's just afraid that he's not who she thinks he is, and it just requires him to like reassure her and say, no, like, you know, this is a part of me. You've seen glimpses of this. Like, it's not like anything crazy. But then if she's saying something like say I said something, I don't know, about another girl or something that maybe I shouldn't be saying if I was seeing a girl.
Good example.
Then I'd be like, maybe that's valid. I shouldn't have done that. So I guess it depends on the context, really.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're also allowed to like discover parts of a person's personality that you don't like that much.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like for his girlfriend, that might be a completely valid thing for her to be like, oh, you are like that with your friends, and I don't particularly enjoy that part of who you are. And maybe that's a journey that they go on together to like learn to accept it or to learn to change it. I find this so interesting because I also think there's another part of this conversation which is about like maybe parts of ourselves that we didn't know were there. Like I know that sometimes getting into a new relationship, I know for me, getting into relationships has sometimes brought out completely different sides of me that I didn't know were there.
Yeah, I think there's like a side of you that wouldn't naturally come out when you're with your friends that requires like a sort of romantic partner to kind of bring out. It's possible that, you know, Rob here has kind of discovered that in himself, like with this new girlfriend that he has. So maybe, you know, him and his mate should get more comfortable, like being a bit emotional together.
Being a bit emotional with each other.
I think like the boys should be there for each other, give each other some love. Like,
if you had to give Rob a couple of pieces of advice about how to start that conversation with his girlfriend, what would you say is the best way to go into that kind of conversation?
So I guess if he's sort of realised that it's true, tell her, you know what, I didn't even realise I was doing that. I do it from a place like, it's not coming from me necessarily consciously being like, oh, I'm gonna be like this, you know what I mean? But it's coming from a place of like, oh, like maybe I do that because I want them to think I'm like, you know, one of the boys and cool.
Still with them.
Still with them.
I do think here, there's no right or wrong answer. It could be 100% true, could be 100% incorrect, could be somewhere in the middle. But the most important thing is that, first of all, you're able to like think about it for yourself. And secondly, you're able to communicate what those thoughts are that you're having with the other person. Now let's flip it over to the public. Here's what we heard when we asked around.
I think that's like relatively normal behavior, assuming that it's like, you know, nothing crazy. Like
It turns so offensive.
Yeah, or just like a asshole around certain people or whatever.
Finding mutual friends where they can both be a bit more casual and carefree.
I think maybe have that conversation with them and around, you know, maybe being a bit more playful with each other and saying, I'd like to see a bit more playfulness from you, and as well as I can try and be playful with you as well.
It is worth just talking about, and like if someone brings to you like, hey, you seem kind of different, maybe just saying like, hey, I didn't really notice that, but now that you've said it, I've noticed I'm a bit different. Is that like a bit different in a way that you don't think you're compatible with? Or is that a bit different in a way that like you could get on board with?
Another episode wrapped. And remember, if you've got something on your chest, send it to me via confessionbox@movember.com and we will keep it 100% anonymous. Special thanks to our guest, Olly. Thank you for joining me, man, to unpack these.
Welcome.
How did you find it, bro?
So chill. I don't think people talk about this stuff enough, so it was nice to have a little chat.
It's good to unpack it, man. See you next time.